Behind the matrix of employers, there are several factors which help them decide whether you will be hired as an employee, get a job transfer, a promotion, or be fired. In this segment, we will learn why employers pull and review your credit and make decisions about your character based off what they review. Your credit report tells them a lot. Stay tuned. There was a time when you could walk into an employer, fill out an application, told to wait in the lobby, and get an interview on the spot. No appointment was necessary. And if they liked you, you could be hired on the spot and told everything you need to know about the job. If they were to perform a background check on you, it was usually a criminal history. Today, there are several processes of a background check which employers choose to employ before hiring people. Needless to say, it is more difficult today to obtain employment than it ever was. When an employer says they must do a background check, most people cringe when they are told it includes a credit check. I have clients who have come to me wanting me to help them repair their credit because they were denied a lucrative job opportunity. They did not know credit would affect them in getting a job, and they were really shocked because they had gone to school, obtained a degree, had intern hours under their belt, and could do the job. However, it was not enough for the employer to hire them. Imagine the amazement and disappointment when they realized this was a determining factor in getting a job. The funny thing is, your credit report scrutiny for a job is happening more and more, especially if you are seeking employment in any type of computer, financial, educational, or public safety industry. Background checks on individuals seeking employment has become a normal process for most companies. Employers check the backgrounds of current employees as well and new job applicants. Most background checks include a criminal history, illegal substance abuse check, education qualifications, previous employer and reference check, and a credit report. Although many people argue their credit history is not an indication of their ability to do a job, employers are using credit checks as a part of the hiring process. When an employer does a credit background check on you, it is called an employment record. It includes information about your credit payment history and other credit habits from which current or potential employers might draw conclusions about you, according to privacyrights.org. Employers are no different than any other organization who pull your credit. They review your credit report and judge you and your character from what they see on your credit report. So why do employers do a credit check? There are several reasons why, and one reason is to gauge your level of responsibilities per privacyrights.org. Whether they are right or wrong about you being responsible, some employers feel your credit report gives them a good indication about whether you will be a reliable employee. So, bad credit report can work against you when you are offered employment. Some employers ask for you to sign a background check before they decide if they want to hire you or to even do an interview for a job. They want to get an idea of who they will be interviewing before the interview. Your credit report also gives your employer an idea of where you live, your previous address, and your current and previous employer. An employer can utilize your credit report to see if the information you put on your application or resume is true. It doesn't matter whether the credit bureau's information is inaccurate or not. They assume it is correct and will not call you to investigate the truth. Credit checks are also being done after you get hired for a job. The Fair Credit Reporting Act does allow credit reports to be used to check your credit for promotions, transfers, whether or not they're going to keep you as an employee, etc., etc., etc. And your employer does not need your permission to check your credit again. If you gave it to them at the beginning of your employment to do a background check, then they have permission to go ahead and run another credit report on you. So basically, even after you get the job, they can use it as a tool to get rid of you per privacyrights.org. An employer who sees from the credit report that their employee is overextended in their debt may see them as being a threat and a liability to their business, and also see them as being more prone to stealing from the company, other employees, or customers. To sum up this chapter, running your background check is becoming a common practice when looking at candidates for employment and for those who are currently working with the employer. If you currently work for your employer and you gave them permission to run a credit report on you at the beginning of your employment with them, they can choose to run another credit report on you unless you express in writing to them to ask for your permission anytime they want to pull your credit report. Your credit report is being used by employers to gauge what type of employee you will be and if you will be reliable. They check your credit report to see if what you put in your application or your resume is true and to gauge your financial status. These things are done to protect their interests as an employer, and they make decisions about you based off your credit report. PrivacyRights.org says there is a lot of information about what your employer can and cannot do when it comes to using your credit to extend you employment. So, may I recommend you to check out privacyrights.org and see what your rights are when it comes to employers pulling your credit report. This is the end of this chapter. A lot of people are amazed at the extent of how credit affects their everyday lives. We hope you learned a lot in the previous courses. The next section will get you prepared to understand what you are doing when you use the letters we will give you when disputing the information in your credit. There is power in knowledge and knowing how to do things yourself. You will save a lot of money when you learn these techniques and the courses you have just finished. It will help you understand the knowledge behind the letters. Get ready for a better credit report today. Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove.